we got a super interesting topic today. I'm pretty psyched about this. We're going to be talking about LinkedIn and the various possibilities that this platform brings. My name is Oscar Smart. I work as a career coach here in Metropolia, the University of Applied Sciences, and I'm currently working as a career coach in a Get Work project. I have two guests here, Timo and Iida. Iida, you're a recruitment advisor and communication manager in the Get Work project. Would you like to introduce yourself a little bit more?
Of course. Thank you, Oscar, for having me here. My name is Iida Panula. I'm a recruitment advisor and communications manager in the Work Vantaa project, and I've been working in communications and content creation professionally since 2019. And I have later expanded into social media marketing as well. And my expertise lies in the long-term process of creating content and finding a suitable marketing identity. And that basically means that it's not about chasing virality with gimmicks, but making content that has enough valuable substance so that the content starts working for you. And the goal is to find a sustainable system that helps us navigate the traps and pitfalls of social media. And a good example of that is, spiraling into emotional instability when you don't see instant growth, if you don't get a crazy amount of likes and comments on your posts. So that's usually when people start relying on short-term solutions such as likes and clicks-driven gimmicks.
Yeah.
So at the core of it all should be staying true to yourself and your business if you are an entrepreneur, and that will undoubtedly attract the kind of traction you want if you just stay true to yourself. So in conclusion, that is my approach to social media and marketing in general, and that is the value that I bring for my clients as well.
Fantastic. Thanks for that.
Wow.
Timo, would you want to introduce yourself a little bit as well?
Yeah, of course. My name is Timo Avdo, and I've been working almost 10 years in different leadership management type of working places. Yeah. My background is tech. I worked for a year as a retail director in Huawei. Yeah. And after that, I came into Finnish startup scene and have been working over a year there now.
Okay.
Basically, the expertise I think I mostly give that I have built a lot of teams that have done really good work. And now the past year, I came as a development director in one company called Strongest Group. And there, like using LinkedIn as a platform, we managed to recruit almost 20 people only from the platform, and using the platform in different ways. I also have gained my new clients as an entrepreneur today, and also building like a but the society where everybody can be felt, can be heard, and can get help and support whenever they need it. So yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Hey, thanks for you both being here. Such a pleasure.
Sure.
Hey, I wanted to talk about some facts and figures about LinkedIn. I browsed some pages and I found these numbers and these facts. Did you know that globally, LinkedIn has 990 million users in 200 countries? Do you wanna comment on this?
It's a lot of people.
For sure. A lot of people, a lot of possibilities. Just, I think we cannot even fathom what this means in terms of possibilities.
Yeah. And globally, 52 million people use LinkedIn to search for a job each week. So can you imagine 52 million? That's what is it? 10 times Finland's population. Go to LinkedIn and try to find a job. Yeah. It is a crazy amount. And roughly around 1.8 million Finns used LinkedIn in 2022.
That's a good number.
It's a good number.
It is. And actually like 55 million people using LinkedIn searching a job each week. At the same time, whatever you need, you can the searching tool, it brings you to the people. Yeah. So that you can find what kind of possibilities there is. What do you want? Is it a job? Yeah. Is it something else? What do you want?
Yeah. More than 58 million companies are listed on LinkedIn, and this is super important, interesting for job seekers. Yeah. That's a huge amount of companies. In Finland, I saw this one in one blog. It was 1.5 million Finns use LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And that's a huge amount as well.
It is. And I think that the statistics for hidden jobs, isn't it like 80% of jobs are
Yes.
hidden? So if you
Yes.
think about connecting with people and reaching out and
Yeah.
you being active over there, just imagine the doors that it might open.
Yeah, I think it's a really big amount of companies that are trying to do this. And I think that in current days where we are, actually the companies, they cannot create enough buzz around them. So actually I think I think the best way is that the people who are working in the company inside, that they are starting to build their professional brand.
Yeah.
And that makes a lot of noise. That makes a lot of interest.
Yeah.
Which actually attracts all the people. So if there is a company that wants to have new employees, actually the better way to find those new employees is to use their own current employees to make, for example, some kind of post a picture what they did today, or post a video how they feel today in the work, what's the best thing that they are doing in their work daily, so on, so on. So producing like a good, valuable content of the company, of the company's value, so on, so on. But when it comes from a person's face, when I say it to you, you trust me. But if I'm just an organization which no offense, only logo, it's not that trustworthy these days, because environment is changing all the time.
Yeah. That's true. I think companies are not that important in that terms. It's more the people inside the company, staff that are posting. What do you think about this, Iida? Does this raise any ideas?
It does. And to go back to the, let's say that there is 1 million companies, that also, to me, it makes me think about if one person doesn't reply to you, that is not the end of the world. There are still 900,000 other companies or other people, I mean, even more people than companies.
Yeah.
So you can, if that one person doesn't reply, maybe they're just having a day off, they're on a social media detox. You never know.
Yeah.
So you just should not be discouraged
Exactly.
by that.
Do you think LinkedIn is going to get bigger, or is it going to, are we going to have more people on LinkedIn in the future? What do you think about this?
I personally think that yes, but I think it's going to be a bit of work until that happens, because I know that daily I see or I hear that people have this certain feeling or image, what kind of a platform is it? For example, today when I was coming here to this new app, Threads, Instagrams like Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah. And there was a lot of noise that LinkedIn it's only like people who have already achieved something, like an egoistic place. That I don't want to be there, because like I'm just a normal person doing some normal work and have a normal life, and all the people who are in the platform are somehow like more successful or more better than me.
Okay.
But that's not actually true. And I also think that, for example, myself, I like represent maybe that other side. That it's not about successful or not about have you done something tremendously big to be there. I think it's a normal society place where people can also do a society thing, not only like a work-related thing.
Yeah. That's super interesting though. Like I remember when Facebook came, it was more, and Instagram as well, more about people putting those good pictures about them, their lives being them being so successful, everything going that well or super well. But in the back of the scenes, their life wasn't maybe that good. So I guess people are thinking LinkedIn as well, that people are only putting the best things about their lives there, that they're making a lot of money and successful. But I guess it's not that in LinkedIn. That was a super awesome point of view. What about you, Iida? Any opinions?
I mean, I think it's obvious that there are so many misconceptions, but they are there because of reasons. Yeah. So there are a lot of people who actually do this so-called humble bragging on LinkedIn, and they're like, oh, so today I'm just trying to decide if this year we're going to go to Fiji, are we going to Maui, where are we going to go? Because I only took 2 days off of work last year, so this year I'm going to take a lot more holiday. So it's kind of there are those people of course who are super successful and they like to brag about it, and they just want to bring the best picture of themselves, which is true in a lot of other social media platforms as well. But I think that this is where you have the control.
Yeah.
It's kind of what kind of an image do you want to portray?
Yeah, I think that people want to relate on something, and they are not relating on, let's say this, your mentioned egoistic or like should we go to Fiji or Maui, this kind of a lifestyle or this kind of a people.
Yeah.
But to be realistic, the percentage of this kind of people and the percentage of the normal people, it goes like this, not the other way around.
Yeah.
And still, I think that when you you go and you be truth to yourself.
Yeah.
And what's the reality? If you just can work with your mindset that this is what it is.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of it. I know I have problems. I need to work with them.
Yeah.
But if you stay truth and you're relatable, and actually you will get more.
Yeah.
You will find what you are supposed to find.
Yeah.
Because usually when you say something out loud, the world has this weird way to hand it to you.
Okay.
That is true.
Yeah.
I want to delve a little bit deeper into LinkedIn.
Yeah.
I want to, one of the most kind of like maybe the crucial things about LinkedIn, not maybe the most, but it's on the top though, is your profile. Because a lot of recruiters go to your profile. I wanted to use your profile as an example, and we're not going to go through Timo's profile exhaustively. We're just going to touch on some points that are quite crucial. Straight away, what I see here, I really, really love your background picture.
Thank you.
What are you trying to portray in this picture? Could you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, in the picture, I'm trying to sell the idea that whenever you have some kind of event, don't miss the most inspiring people.
Okay.
And I'm of course saying that it's going to be me, because I believe that whenever I go to the stage, I have the most inspiring story to tell.
Of course, yeah.
But if I wouldn't believe this, then it wouldn't be true. Then I couldn't do anything. So I think that, as I say, what do you want to happen, or what kind of story do you tell yourself? It's the same what the other people believe and what you believe and become.
Yeah.
So here I just want to tell that I'm a speaker, and that these are emotion, intelligence, self-awareness, leadership are not some kind of what are topics which I talk about.
Okay.
And visit companies and tell them how to do it or what to do it, using, for example, my own life as an example.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the profile picture, it's I have these habits I do with my fingers like this, and I was in one event in business festival talking about how to build your self-confidence.
Okay.
And that picture was from there, and I think it's a good picture I wanted to post. So I have one picture where I smile and be just me, and then I have one picture actually on work doing the thing that I do.
Okay. Yeah. What about Iida? I remember you took pictures of me as well, and the Get Work project you took all our pictures and our group picture as well. You fantastic job as well. Good picture of me. It's very hard to get good picture of this guy.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
But anyways, what do you think about Timo's LinkedIn background picture?
The background picture is very professional. I mean, you have a suit on. You're looking very sharp.
Yeah.
And I like it. If you look at the text and the contrast with the text and the background, it's very visible, so the contrast is good.
Yeah.
As we can see, the profile picture is a circle, so it's very easy to cut off your head. So that's definitely one important thing to take into consideration, that you can actually crop the photo into a circle.
Yeah.
Because I see a lot of people actually missing that out. And then lighting is also, of course, important. And then I would also say, I mean, as we see with Timo here, these are not passport photos.
Yeah.
So that is definitely not what you need to have on LinkedIn. It doesn't need to be like a passport. You need to be serious. It's actually better, like Timo said, that, he has this photo of him smiling and being professional, and then the other one where he's actually on the job. So these are really good examples, photos that you can have.
I think here, if you think about Timo's picture here, I feel like it's easy to approach you. You're kind of open. You're not closed at all. I think this picture portrays you in a person that I can just come and have a talk with you.
Yeah.
So I think for everybody or all the people watching this, they should consider making their whole profile very holistic and trying to be true to themselves, like you already said.
Definitely.
So if you're a person who's open, try to bring an open picture there as well. And you have a lot of possibilities. I talk with my clients a lot about, there's a lot of events where you can go. We had Mega Recru in Vantaan, and you could take quite good pictures there. They were taken of you. I want to hop on to a very interesting topic now. You gave or held a workshop for our team.
Yeah.
Get Work.
Yeah.
And I remember a couple things that you actually touched upon. The first thing that I remember that you talked about was how you got recruited to a company.
Yeah.
And you talked about that you got in touch with all the members or staff of the company.
Yeah.
And through LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of clients that I've been talking to who tell me that they're super afraid of contacting recruiters. They're afraid that they never get responses. And quite often they have actually sent a message to a recruiter, but they never got back to them. And then they say as well that they don't want to waste recruiters' precious time. So I want to ask you a little bit about this. How did you got in touch with these staff or recruiters? How did they responded to you? How did you get them to respond to you?
Yeah, I think when I was working as a retail manager in tech giant Huawei, it's a big company, and I thought that, hey, I would never need to find something new.
Yeah.
So actually, I didn't use LinkedIn at all. I started to use LinkedIn when the situation went that, okay, we need to find a new job.
Yeah.
And I opened it in a PC version, and I was like, okay, where did I came?
Yeah.
And I'm like, even though I think I have a good background, but I was like, do I suit here?
Yeah.
And now I'm trying to find something new.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, because I think that I'm a leader, but also I have a sales mindset.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, okay, how can I make this that people will be interested on me, meaning that they want to buy me? Other way around is that I would want to buy them, but it would be much more difficult to think that way.
Yeah.
Because usually we don't want that somebody comes and to sell us, but we love to buy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this psychology, like in the back, I was thinking, okay, if I pursue myself, I just, okay, I like this company.
Yeah.
Who's working there?
Okay,
these people. I just send everybody. I mean, everybody.
Yeah.
And you would feel like, okay, what is this guy doing?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
He's just harassing. There is 20 people working at the same time. They are at lunch and they'd say, who is this guy, Timo Avdo? He sent me a LinkedIn request. Me too. Okay, he sent the whole company. Who is this guy? Right?
Yeah.
And of course you might think that, okay, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
But actually, I think that this is the way that now they are talking about me.
Okay.
They're eating somewhere lunch.
Yeah.
They're talking about me. Who is this guy who sent 20 requests to everybody on the team?
Yeah.
Yeah. And when they're talking about you, they are interested about you. Doesn't matter it's good or bad, they're interested. Then they come, they visit my profile.
Yeah.
And now they know me.
Ah, okay, yeah.
But at the same time, I was creating content. Okay, this is my name. My name is Timo Avdo.
Yeah.
And my parents came to Finland in 92. And this is how they raised me.
Yeah.
This is what I do. This is what I have been doing the past 10 years.
Yeah.
When I was 21, I get the first job as a manager.
Yeah.
Now I'm 30 and I'm trying to seek a new job.
Yeah.
And I was describing honestly what's happening and where I want to go and what do I want from life.
Okay.
And at the same time, all the companies I was interested in, I do this. I was doing this at the same time.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So then I get them to spend time on my profile. I get them to spend time on my posts, videos, pictures, to get to know me as a person. But I never tell them that I'm looking work. I never put open to work.
Okay.
Which of course I recommend to put if you don't have a similar leadership background as I have.
Yeah.
I recommend to put it. But this is how I did it. I didn't put this, but I was just creating content daily.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Now I get you. Yeah.
And then I was just asking, like, what should I do next? Like, what should I do next?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And then the phone starts to ring. Who are you? What do you want?
Yeah.
Like, I see your post daily.
Okay.
I'm like, well, that's good.
That's the point. That's the point. Yeah.
Because I want to find.
Yeah.
And it took me a few months, I think.
Yeah.
Then I got a call. Hey, do you want to come in our company to give a training session?
Yeah.
Because I think that all we leaders, we need to also be a good trainers.
Yeah.
And I went to talk about this self-confidence topic because it's really important for me. But I trained them. We had a good like a workshop.
Yeah.
But then they say, hey Timo, you should come work with us.
Yeah.
And I actually didn't wait this. I was like, yeah, but I thought I should start my own business and maybe do this.
Yeah.
Like coaching stuff a little bit or try to see what else the world has to offer to me. But then I was like, yeah, why not? Actually, yes.
Yeah.
And when I started there, as I mentioned earlier, I already sent the request. So the whole team already knew who is this guy. They have already seen my post like many weeks, and they have some kind of a touching point.
Yeah.
So when I went to held the workshop, they already had a feeling about me. So I gave a benefit for myself to be much more relatable by doing this work like behind the scenes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Super interesting though. That's a good example for a lot of listeners or watchers that maybe they could use the same style. What about Iida?
Yeah,
what do you think about this?
I have two things on my mind.
Yeah.
And the first one is that because you were talking about confidence. And for me, what I think about, especially LinkedIn, because it's not a photo-based platform.
Yeah.
So the funniest thing about that is it is very easy to fake being confident.
Mm.
So even if, behind the curtains, you're actually a really shy person, you would never go up to anyone and talk to them, you can still write a post.
Yeah.
Because I think all of us have those days when we're actually feeling really good about ourselves and we feel like we can do anything. Take that day and write that post. And the second thing is a little mindset change in a sense that, you only need one yes. So maybe, don't go chasing the yes, but instead your goal could be that I'm going to be contacting 3 people a day. So then that is just the goal. So when you actually reach out to a person, that is a check for you.
Yeah.
So that's when you already did something you promised yourself that you would do. And then it doesn't matter what they reply to you. Of course, your message should always be personalized, and it should be not just like a copy-paste message to everyone and, a misspelled name or anything like that. So still pay attention to the message that you send, but the reply is not the goal that you're looking for.
Yeah.
The goal that you have is that you actually send the messages.
Yeah.
So that is also a little, so then you're not that attached to the outcome.
Okay. Thanks for that. I wanted to talk about something else as well. In the workshop, you talked about this kind of like belonging.
Yeah.
This kind of like greater sense in LinkedIn that you belong to some kind of group. I see these days when I'm scrolling down LinkedIn, I see a lot of people putting about kind of like their frustration not finding a job. Like I sent 100 applications, I didn't find anything. And then there's people cheering them on. So what can you say about this kind of support that one can get in LinkedIn?
Yeah, I think that when you are like honest, and this is something that people are afraid to be honest on internet.
Yeah.
Because it's a mindset, or it's something that our parents told us not to do.
Yeah.
As like do not go in the stranger's car.
Yeah.
So this is something like we should like change, because actually when you be relatable, you describe, I do this, I sent 100 application, no reply. How this can be like this.
Yeah.
But here is again, how do you build a story? So you can just like give this frustration away.
Yeah.
Fine. And then everybody reads like, again, this person only like giving this like bad comment that he did a lot of work, but no results.
Yeah.
I would advise that, for example, you can like do like this. I have now send 100 application.
Yeah.
And this is what I've learned.
Okay.
So you create value.
Yeah.
To not only to the readers but to companies. This is what I learned.
Yeah.
First of all, 50 companies didn't send me back, thank you for applying this job.
Yeah.
So maybe you should think about what kind of employer branding do you want to do.
Yeah.
Second thing I learned is that the other 50 that send me, thank you for applying this job, it's clearly AI created. So it's not that relatable. So maybe in the first I would put, hey Timo, thank you, like my first name. It's more like personal. The third thing I learned is that the 3 places that called me to the work interview, that they're like didn't ask me this or this question. So I would maybe change these kind of questions because I'm applying work. So maybe you should know something more work related than asking more like those kind of questions which actually don't belong. Working, because usually they ask you, what are your hobbies? Which is doesn't matter. I don't have any. For example, I don't have like years back I didn't have. And when recruiter asked me what are your hobbies, I'm like reading books, running, going to gym. Right? Like So like we don't want to give the applicant a negative feeling about himself. For example, not having hobbies. Instead of asking like something more professional, relatable questions. But this is how I generate the story. Like try to always think what kind of value. Because when you do like this, then people have a touching point. Oh, I see the same. Oh, I realize the same. Oh, I have the same. So then you have already 3, 5, 10 people telling you the same. Then you can connect with them. You can have a dialogue with them. You can ask them on a coffee. And all of a sudden, if you are person you don't have, for example, not that many friends, but you are in a life situation where actually you would need a support from someone who is in the same position as you. That's the best way to do it. I have seen a lot of people doing this. And I try always to cheer them because that's really nice. But we have, for example, I have this one, I checked that 3 people are all looking HR job in the same city, which is a small city in Finland. And like you could think, okay, they're like chasing the same jobs. How can be they like supported to each other? But that's the thing. Like that's the thing.
That's powerful.
That's powerful.
That's value. I guess that's like the main
keyword.
Bring value to your messages. Iida, do you have anything you want to touch upon this?
Well, actually, talking about the workshop that you hosted, I remember you worded it something like this, that how can your frustration be a benefit to other people?
Yes.
And I think that was a very powerful way to phrase it, because that is exactly what bringing value is. What if it's a recruiter who sees that post and it's like, you know what, that actually, like, they sound like a smart guy, you know, maybe they could be valuable. And actually that reminds me of what we were talking earlier about how some people feel like they're wasting someone's precious time. But if you actually are the perfect candidate for that job, you're not wasting anyone's time because you're the precious thing in that moment.
Every recruiter is thinking, where do I get the candidates?
Exactly.
And every smart recruiter, they have a file where are names, people that they have already like introduced or meet. And the thing is here that if people don't know about you, then you are not existing.
That is true.
So it's
Very
not
true.
about like wasting anybody's time. It's about creating them value. You have to think like this: I am a valuable person and I have my skills. But if the recruiter doesn't know that, then he or she doesn't know that. Then I'm invisible. So I would encourage not to think about the time. I would encourage them to think, hey, by telling I'm visible, I'm here, I'm helping, I'm actually saving the recruiter's time. Think like this. I'm saving the time.
I want to go to the next topic that I think is the bread and butter of this whole conversation. I want to talk about a post that I saw in your LinkedIn profile. It's a picture of Get Work our team, and you put up very nice post text there as well.
Yeah.
And I noticed it got a lot of likes. It got a lot of comments as well. People started talking. So I wanted to break down this message or this post that you wrote into small pieces and see how did you actually get so many talking. So if we go through this text, you got the title, the picture, the story. Can you tell a little bit about these little bits and pieces that you put into this text that made people comment and like it?
Yeah, well, of course, like I'm always trying to think, like how can I attract the attention?
Yeah,
this is like, and it comes from a background working with sales and marketing. How to get the attraction of a person, because everybody's on their phone and just like going like this really fast, like post to post. So I think that the title has to be like relatable and somehow like catchy, that they had, oh wait, what is this? Because LinkedIn, for example, it shows only the title, but then the rest it's not showing. So you have to click show me more. So I have titled this, it's in Finnish, but it says that in the middle of darkness there is still a lot of sunshine and smiling. And the picture was like 12 to 15 smiley faces. And of course we are like in December time, and like the weather it is what it is, so of course people want to see a smiley faces. So when I do the post, I'm also thinking marketing wise, okay, how can I attract the attention with a title, and what kind of picture do you have to put there to give them the emotion? And every picture that I put on LinkedIn or whatever in social media, I'm always smiling. So you cannot find a picture where I'm not smiling. It doesn't mean that I'm smiling all the time whenever. Of course we have bad days, we have good days. But the point is that when you smile, you are like easy to come with, to go with, to spend time with. So people, it's like for them it's convenient, it's really easy. So when they see a lot of smiley faces and they see the title, they're like, okay, wait, what has happened now? This must be something important, because so many people is smiling and be happy about it. And then of course the story. So the basic story is always like, for example, here I wanted to share that I came to do this workshop with you, but it's not about me. It's about the project. It's about the city of Vantaa, where I personally also live, and it's about the benefit what actually you like get. But of course, as a marketing and sales guy, I need to also put something that I have done also in order to create more attention. But here is like the value again to the reader and to the other people that have been in the project. I wanted to introduce, but I wanted to show, for example, here is like it's city thing that the city Vantaa city has something. Usually when people read something about cities or whatever, they're like not so interested. So I try to create like really like interesting post that, hey, you have to listen this. Vantaa is actually supporting people to find work. And they have this project, Get Work. So like stop and listen what I have to say, like in a nice way.
Of course. Okay. What about Iida? There's a lot of things happening here in this picture. You have emojis, you have the nice picture, you have the very nice story, you have a question in the end as well that wants you to comment in that post. So what if you want to raise something, you want to emphasize something in this text?
One thing I would like to emphasize is, as we can see, that the paragraphs are very short. When you slice it up like that, so that it's like just like a sentence or two, and then you have a space in between, it makes it much more appealing to the eye, and then it looks like something that you are actually able to read. Even if the text would be the same in length with the spaces or no spaces. But this is how it looks, a lot more like, okay, I can actually get through this one. We kind of touched on this earlier already. But I do have a question on, because we're talking about being real, being authentic, being true to yourself. But I have been wondering, where is the line after which showing your emotions kind of becomes counterproductive.
Of course, we think that negative emotions or negative things are bad.
Yeah.
But actually, they aren't. But it's going to be bad if it's only like you are just like frustrated and you just want to get it out of your system.
Yeah.
But social media, it's still like, I think that in this now we are talking about LinkedIn.
Yeah.
So it's still somehow a work platform also.
Yeah.
Not only like after work. So I think that when you are in a position where you are looking work, even though you are frustrated, you should always like reverse the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course I'm frustrated. I just send 100 applications.
Yeah.
But it means that I have the thing. I have a good moral of working. I have good ethics. I did it. I spent my time here. It shows. You can like show your character.
Yeah.
Like what you're doing, because it's not easy. Not everybody can say, hey, I sent 100 applications.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I always like emphasize and want to like guide that reverse the story.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even though it's negative, it's a bad day, whatever, but try to find what did you learn from this.
Yeah, yeah. And it's important if you think about like recruiters as well, that they notice that you have learned something. And like you talked about before, you both talked about bringing value.
Yeah.
You can bring value by telling them, okay, what maybe went wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, you can say that, okay, 100 applications, I'm super frustrated, but I learned this and this and this, and you can learn from it as well. You can do it a little bit differently, my audience, and then they're maybe going to start commenting. These are super interesting points. I want to ask about posting frequencies. Do you have any kind of opinion on this? How often should one? Of course, it varies a lot depending on the person and the situation, but what would you say, Timo?
Well, I have read some studies that people nowadays, they are spending around 24-hour like material. So when the material was created, it was created maximum 24 hours ago.
Yeah.
So whatever in the world happens 1 week ago, it's like really old information. But the world has been here like, I don't know, quite many years already.
Yeah.
But nowadays we think that after 24 hours, it's old information.
Yeah.
But all the platforms and the algorithms, they are encouraging us to do it daily.
Yeah.
So in LinkedIn, I think that every day, every morning, people are coming there. So if you want to be visible, I say do it daily.
Yeah.
And I say 1 per day. Okay. I think that's a good 1 per day.
Yeah.
Because if you do more than 1 per day, it can be also time consuming.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think 1 per day, let's say in 2 months time range when you are seeking work.
Yeah. Yeah.
You do 1 per day. I think it's good.
It's doable.
You spend 1 hour, and it includes you think, okay, this kind of post, you create it, then you post it, and then you spend a bit time in communicating.
Yeah. And commenting as well, I guess, on all other people's posts.
Yeah.
What about Iida? Anything come in mind?
Yeah. For me, like I said earlier, I'm more of a long-term thinker in a sense that whatever can be kind of evergreen, that's what I like to produce in batches. I get that like from now to 24 hours later, a lot of things are going to happen, but what has happened before that point is also a lot, because that's your whole life story. So that doesn't really go old. If you are just starting out on LinkedIn and you feel very intimidated by the platform, the easiest way to get started is first just to start liking other people's posts, then start commenting on other people's posts. And then when you kind of see what that feels like and you see what other people are posting, then you can kind of be like, okay, so how could I make my own version of this? And I would say that as a starting point, once a week is good if that's a pace that you can keep up with. Daily is good. And I would also say that not more than once a day, because then it might become counterproductive again.
Yeah.
But weekly, once a week is a very good starting point, especially if you can keep that consistent. It's really good.
Yeah, I think here is we have two different stories.
Yeah.
But the key word is what Iida mentioned, consistency.
Yeah.
For
That's
sure.
the key word.
Yeah.
Actually, I wouldn't think algorithms. I wouldn't think anything else. Just consistency.
Yeah.
That's the key.
Yeah.
In everything in life where you want to be successful, it's the consistency.
Okay. A super interesting discussion about LinkedIn and the possibilities of LinkedIn. If I think about the summary, for the first, I will say that LinkedIn is a huge platform. There's many companies, many people. It's a fantastic possibility of finding a job and connecting with other people who might be in a similar situation. So I recommend to all our viewers to think about joining LinkedIn and being active in LinkedIn as well. I would most definitely recommend you to think about your profile as well. So your profile picture, your backgrounds would be holistic in a way.
Yeah.
You want to portray something. So think about what you want to portray and then build your profile. Of course, Timo talked about getting in touch with recruiters. Iida as well mentioned this. So think about this. Don't be afraid of wasting their time. If you have something valuable you want to tell them, send a message to them. You can't lose anything, so go for it. And of course, in LinkedIn, it's super important to post as well. So think about your post. Keep it concise. Remember when you're posting, remember that you have to bring some kind of value. Think about emoji that you might be using in this and portraying some kind of feeling in the post as well. Hey, I want to ask you this final question. Do you want to add something? Do you have any final thoughts that you want to tell us or tell the viewers of this video?
Yeah.
Iida, you can go first, then Timo.
Yeah, I just realized that we forgot one very important thing, which is why are you on LinkedIn?
Yeah.
So when you go there and when you start posting, think about why am I posting? So if your goal is to find a job, to get recruited, then keep that on your mind whenever you are posting. So how can this post or this message or this comment serve my goal?
Yeah.
So if your goal is get recruited, then it's, then that already rules out a lot of things that you don't actually need to be talking about on LinkedIn. So you don't need to waste your time on things that are not serving the goal that you have. So also when we talked about the negativity and how that can be counterproductive, think about if a recruiter saw this post, would they want to hire me?
Yeah.
Because if you are putting out a terrible negative energy and then you think about somebody sees that, would they want that type of negative energy in their workplace?
Yeah.
So that is a very key thing to keep in mind. Like, why are you on LinkedIn? What is your ultimate goal? And how can you align everything that you do to serve that goal?
Okay. Thanks. Timo.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point that you are sharing, Iida. Really valuable point. Yes, I would like to. I have this. If they're who are seeing the video, if they like to read books.
Yeah.
I have this one book from Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People. You can get it on Finnish or you can get it on English. It's a really bestseller book around the world. And actually, when you read this book, I think you understand quite good how we as a people are working. What our minds are saying. And basically if I phrase it in a one sentence, it means that nobody cares who are you, but everybody cares of themselves.
Yeah.
So we always think that our problems are the biggest and our needs are the most important ones.
Yeah.
So when you need something from someone, you cannot go and just tell them, hey, I need this from you. But you have to think, what can I offer you so that in order you see the value and then you give me what I want.
Yeah.
So when you think this way, then it's much more easier for you to get there where you want to get, where you want to go.
Yeah.
So basically the thing what Iida just mentioned here tells me this. For example, you find your why. Why am I here? and then what kind of post do I want to do, the message I want to send. So it also said you are thinking about the recruiters, what will be benefit for them. There creates the value. I think it's a good book everybody to read and get like tips, not only in working but in life in general. I think it's a good book which opens the eyes, because after I read this book, actually I started to get really good results also in LinkedIn as a platform, and how to really win friends and influence people in a good way. Good way.
Okay, that's super interesting. I haven't read this book. Maybe I have to read it as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, thanks again, Timo and Iida, for being here. This was a very, very nice episode. I really enjoyed this. We talked about LinkedIn and how to leverage this platform in appropriate and a good manner. Thanks for all you viewers for watching this video. Until the next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.